It's Ford Truck Month, and Jim here just got a great deal on a brand new Ford F-150 with EcoBoost engine technology. Gives him the fuel economy of a V6, all the power of a V8. Chevy and Dodge can't do that. Jim says that's how you get the job done, even on his day off. And that's life in the Stampede. Now get up to $6,500 in total savings on F-150, Motor Trend's Truck of the Year. It's Truck Month at your Texas Ford dealer.
Welcome to this week's edition of the WT Basketball Coaches Show. I'm your host, Kelton Weens, and joining us in studio today is Lady Buff head coach Krista Gerlich. Now, Coach, you beat Angelo State, but in a close one at Angelo. Tell us about that game.
Well, it was an exciting game and very hard fought and very proud of the girls. You know, I went back and watched the film, and I don't think we played exceptionally well, but I do think that we showed a lot of grit and determination about ourselves and really fought through some adversity late in the game. We were down 6 with about 5, maybe even 4 minutes to go. And had some big people step up and make some big shots. You know, Lacey Logan hit a 3 that cut the lead in half immediately, and then we had our seniors step up late. Ashley Levin hit a huge shot with 2 seconds left on the shot clock from a dead ball situation that put us up 1. And then on the other end, when we had to have the stop with 19 seconds left, Joni Unruh got a deflection, and we ended up being able to kick it to our best free throw shooter, Casey Land, and she did what she does and went down and iced the game for us. So it was just a lot of excitement. It was very hard fought, and it was fun to see the girls have that determination to get that road win.
Now, Coach, you mentioned Casey Land. We haven't talked about her much, but the sophomore guard had 7 assists on Saturday. What do you expect out of her in the years to come?
Well, I think she's just getting more confident. You know, she's playing out of position. This is her second year to play out of position, just for unforeseen reasons that have happened that we've had to move her to the point guard position. And I think she's just getting more confident. You know, she had a really good game against ACU, and I thought that gave her lots of confidence going into the Angelo game. And I think that she's just understanding what we need, where we need the basketball a little bit more, and she's figuring out that she can score as well. So hopefully this confidence will just continue to build and make her stronger in the next couple of years.
Coach, just a couple of weeks ago we were talking about a losing skid that your team was on. You're now won 5 straight. What's different about this team now?
Well, I think for one thing, we're just in the second half of conference, you know, and we won those 5 games to begin the conference. So we're playing the same people and winning the games we're supposed to win. I hope that it builds our confidence and that when we get on this tough streak that we're about to go on, that we understand and have learned from the January games that we played, and that we just continue to get more confident. I think it's just a confident issue. It's learning about the Lone Star Conference, how tough it is to battle on the road. And so now I think we've seen that we have, you know, learned how to fight a little bit harder on the road against TWU, against Angelo State, and now we're going to have to go do the same thing against Commerce.
Now, you mentioned Commerce. What do you expect out of that game?
Well, for one thing, you know, it's a scary game to me, for one thing. We beat them very handily the last time, and that was kind of a fluke deal. We got off to a good start, and they kind of just quit, and they're not quitting now. And it's crazy, actually, to watch their films because they are playing harder than ever, and they've won 1 basketball game all year. So Nicole's done a really good job getting them ready to play. You know, they're going to be full of a lot of pride as we go down there, and they're not going to forget how bad we beat them the first time. So it's going to be a completely different game. I expect it to be a close game. I expect it to be hard fought, and I think they're really going to get after us. And our kids have got to learn from the Eastern game that we can't go in there after we've beaten someone pretty handily and relax and think it's going to happen again. We've got to have our guard up. We've got to be ready to play and make sure that that loss to Eastern wasn't in vain, if you will.
Now, Coach, on Saturday you returned to play Tarleton State at the First United Bank Center, and it's also Pink Out game. Tell us about that event.
Well, that's something that's really important to our girls and to our team and to me as well. It's a breast cancer awareness, and the WBCA puts on a Play for Kay event, which is Kay Yao, who was the coach at NC State for several years, and she died of breast cancer, and it's just kind of an initiative to bring awareness to breast cancer, and our girls will have pink t-shirts and probably pink hair bows and all kinds of things, and we encourage everyone to come and to wear pink and support that. We're going to have a silent auction going on with our seniors' jerseys out in the lobby that we would love for people to bid on, and we're going to send that money to the WBCA Kay Yao Foundation. And I believe there's going to be a sorority that's going to be there as well, that's going to be trying to fundraise for the local cancer foundation. So it's going to be a great event, and then also just a big game against Tarleton. You know, they're leading the conference, and we really want to get them back for our earlier loss and just to get on the right track and to be playing some of our best basketball in February.
Final question, Coach. Today's Valentine's Day. What are you doing for this special day?
You know, Valentine's Day is right in the middle of high school playoffs, so I believe I'll probably be at a high school basketball game, as sad as that may be. But it'll be good.
Well, Coach, thanks for coming by and good luck this week.
Thank you.
Don't go away. We'll talk Buff basketball after the break.
Get your hoops fix February 29th through March 4th when the Lone Star Conference Basketball Tournament lands at the Allen Event Center. 5 days, 14 games. It's one big wake-up basketball Lone Star style. Go to LoneStarConference.org for more info.
Welcome back, Buff fans. We're joined by head basketball coach Rick Cooper. Coach, you had a close win against Angelo State on Saturday. Tell us about that game.
Hard-fought game, as like they are, you know, this time of year. Angelo is fighting for position, fighting to get into the tournament, fighting for their lives actually, and a very, we think a very good basketball team, and just a hard-fought game. You know, it was we led, had a 5-point lead at halftime, lost that in the second half, and then we're able to pull it out. And really the last minute of that ball game, we were able to pull it out. We had some kids step up, take a couple of big charges, and we hit our free throws down the stretch. So it was a good win for us out on the road for sure.
Coach, senior guard Lionel Foster coming into his last couple weeks as a Buffalo. What leadership has he displayed for this team going down the stretch? Really
good. You know, he had 13 assists against Angelo the other night, and he's had several games like that. And I think you see that sometimes with the upperclassmen. Maybe they play with a greater sense of urgency, the idea that you know, that it's potentially coming to an end at least sometime soon in the near future. Causes him to play sometimes with a little more intensity. So his leadership has been very good for us. He was a big part of the win the other night, and has not only in the last few weeks, but he's been a big part of our success over the course of the year. So you know, again, and he can still get better too. You know, Lionel also had probably, you know, 3 critical turnovers in the last 5 minutes of the Angelo game, but we're going to go back and take a look at those and work on those and try to improve. And I don't really believe he's played his best basketball yet.
Now, Coach, you have A&M Commerce coming up on Wednesday. Tell us about that game.
Well, I anticipate that it'll be a very difficult game. They're kind of the same way. They're fighting to get into the Lone Star Conference tournament and make it to Allen. If you'll remember, the game seems like it was an eternity ago, but they had us down 17 here in the second half, and we were fortunate to win that game. They're extremely talented. They're very well coached. They play with a great deal of aggression. They're really good in transition, and they're just very, very athletic. So we'll have our work cut out for us. I think our kids understand how important the ball game is. I know that their team will. So I think it'll be a very difficult game for us.
Finally, Coach, today's Valentine's Day. What are you doing on this holiday?
I'm sure I'll be at a game. You know, it's a big high school basketball night in the area. A lot of teams on the boys' side, men's basketball and high school, are fighting for playoff position. So we'll be at a ball game. And you know how basketball season crosses all the fun holidays: Christmas, Thanksgiving, and Valentine's Day. So I'll probably be at a game somewhere tonight.
Well, Coach, thank you for your time this morning and good luck this week.
Thanks.
Thanks for watching this week's edition of the WT Coaches Show. Make sure to follow us on Facebook and Twitter. I'm your host, Kelton Weems. See you next week.